All right, so I think we are officially live. All right. So guys, and I should have said this before, just relax. Um, just relax. We're just having a conversation amongst ourselves, and that's it. So if anybody is tuning in right now, welcome to Malika's Flex. I have here with me two out of three individuals. One individual is having a little bit of a difficulty entering. Not sure what's happening there, but welcome to our discussion, which is a four-part series called "Is the Grass Truly Greener on the Other Side?" Jamaican teachers speak out. So whether you're from Jamaica, somewhere in Africa, somewhere in Europe, somewhere that is not in the United States, this should be beneficial towards or to you. All right, I'm gonna allow my current guests to introduce themselves. So, Christiana, it says we say ladies before gentlemen. Go ahead.
All right. Hello, viewers of Malika's Flex. My name is Christiana Ford. I'm a high school French teacher here in Georgia.
All right, thank you, Christiana, and adding Siobhan to the live stream. Devon, go ahead.
Hey, good day, everyone. I am Devon, and I'm a Spanish teacher here at a middle school in Georgia as well.
All right, thank you. And Siobhan just got to join, but we just started anyway. Go ahead, Siobhan.
Hi, my name is Siobhan. I'm a kindergarten teacher here in Georgia, Henry County to be specific.
All right. So welcome again, everybody. These are my friends. So it's nothing too formal. So if you're not here, we are talk a little way. And nothing too formal. Honestly, we are giggling. Yeah. Yeah. So just a little bit more information about you guys. Christiana, Devon, Lisa, can you guys tell us where you're from originally? And maybe the city that you live in now or the general area where you live now.
All right, Christiana will go again first.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So I'm originally from Jamaica, Trelawney to be
Hey,
exact.
country girl.
Yes, country girl, but that's where the beautiful beaches are and the nice
So
touristic
true.
spots.
You don't know
So
that. Okay.
yes, the nice touristic
And
spots.
wait,
So be careful when you say country girl, because country blows. Okay? All
All
right.
right.
well, that.
Thank you. Yes. So I'm currently in Clayton County. So that's CCPS, Clayton County Schools. And I'm specifically in Hampton, Georgia. So that's probably 45 minutes from Atlanta.
Okay. Thank you, Christiana. Devon.
All right, so I'm from Kingston. I come from Kingston and country too. So, wait,
Which
I
part you're
Christiana look good, right? So,
Almost
yeah,
getting there.
I'm from Kingston. What was the other part I need to say?
where you're originally from and where you currently reside.
Okay, I'm currently residing in Macon, Bibb County, Georgia. Bibb County Board of Education. That's where I work. Which is like an hour and 15 minutes away from Atlanta.
Okay.
Depending, yeah,
All right.
on
Thank
route.
you, Lisa, aka Chef. Guys, Lisa, she already named herself Lisa. So Lisa.
Yes.
No wonder why.
Well, Siobhan is my right name. Lisa is my nickname. Lisa Malika call me, so Lisa.
Lisa
Um,
it is.
I'm from Anata Bay St. Mary, country as well. Yeah,
Prettiest country too.
country. So I'm living in McDonough. I teach in Stockbridge, Henry County. What was the other question part of it? That's it, right?
That's it. That's it. Oh, and
Yeah.
I just realized that I didn't introduce myself. Yes, my
Who
name
you?
is Ah
Who you?
Kumi. Okay, I am Malika Palmer Allen. and I am originally from Brownstone, St. Anne. Um, oh, and I now live close to Atlanta. I'm like 10 minutes away from Atlanta. Um, so yeah, let's get into it. So first question up for you guys is, what inspired you to move from your good country, come a foreign as them call it, come to come to the United States? I think we can keep the same order as we were before. Christiana, Devon, Lisa. Christiana is like, no, not me first.
All right, I'll
All
go.
right. Yeah, go ahead, Lisa.
What inspired me, to be honest? Malika don't in my skin. Man, he don't in my skin. Me try this, apply now. Try this. I'm like, Malika, me can't bother. Try now, you go get through, man. You go get through. But to the last day before I got through, you can ask her. I bought a car and she was like, don't buy. I'm like, girl, me now make the opportunity I miss me. May I get the car on a reasonable deal.
Right.
Girl, don't buy it. And then boops, the next day she said, me tell you for not to buy it, me tell you. She loved the car in Jamaica and I'm here. So she motivated me mainly.
Okay, Devon.
Well, for me, it's well. Let's forget about the job and all of that for now. It's mainly the fact that my younger brother, he lives here in the U.S., but he's not. He wasn't at the time that close to his father and other persons in the family. My mother doesn't have a U.S. visa, so if something were to happen to him, I was always worried about, how could persons get to him and all of that. So
Mhm.
that was one of my main motivating factors, because of course Europe did it. But that was one of the motivating factors to come to the US, which I didn't like that much, because I was always afraid that, people will police kill me because of the color of my skin.
Okay.
But outside of that, though, job opportunity wise, I don't know. I think it was just maybe thinking about the currency, the money, because a Jamaica, me never start get teacher pay for a while, honestly. So it be
Mhm.
hard for you to survive on a pre-trained salary, and me just tired out. I work almost here every week, every month. So yeah, that's why I came here.
Okay. Christiana.
All right. So for me, I had the option of looking into Europe to go back, and then the opportunity presented itself. You know that Devon is a recruiter. He's very good with that. So I learned about the program through um, secondary, and that
Mhm.
Devon had. I called him. He advised me about it. I was so overwhelmed with the application process. I decided that I wasn't going to do this anymore. But I decided, okay, let me just try it out and see what happens. I didn't have any mindset in terms of coming to the US at this time, but an opportunity presented itself. And I said, let me just try it out and see what will happen. And voila, lo and behold,
Okay.
Well,
I got the opportunity.
Crazy. We. All right. Thank you guys. For me, I think I did a YouTube on this already, so I'm just gonna say in short, I was not happy where I was, and here I am today. Um, but Christiana, you said that the application was tedious, and that's actually my next question in line. So you hadn't, well, you got the opportunity to come here and you decided to do so. What was the process like getting here? I think we all probably have a similar process. So whomever decides to speak, if there's something left out, I think somebody else can, just jump in and add to it. So what was the process like? To get here, what did you have to do to get here? Like, people are listening in, they want to know how they can get to the US to teach. What did you do step by step from the moment you applied to the moment you hit the airport? Go ahead, somebody.
all
Christina.
All
right.
right. Well,
Oh,
I'll,
Devon, go ahead.
Huh?
I'll go and Devon will fill in
All right.
whatever I
Okay.
missed out. All right.
Okay.
So, all right. As you know, we are all on the program, which is Interlage. So,
Mm-hmm.
therefore, there's an application form that we will need to fill out that is on their website. So interlodge.com. So when you go there, it asks you a lot of questions. You have to fill out your information, your background about your education. You'll have to write about why you want to teach, and you'll have to do all. It's a whole lot of application. Your background, your personal information, where you taught, where you want to be. You write your essays, you fill out the forms, you have to get your references in order. You have to seek all these background knowledge in order to put in there. And then after that, then it would be the next step of the application in terms of getting your transcript. And because it is coming into the US, you'll have to measure your credentials, like your degree from Jamaica with the degree here. So there is a process that you'll have to go through, and they recommend what, Spantron? Is that the name of it?
Yes,
Yeah.
the evaluation company.
Right. So what I did, and I think what most person did, was to get the information, sign up through Spantron. There's a fee that is that we'll have to pay. So we'll ensure that we pay the fee. We also sign up for a transcript from our university, for me, Shortwood Teachers College, and send the information to them. Yes, all of us are Shortwoodites. Big up Shortwood.
Committed to growth
Right.
and enlightenment.
1, 2, 3.
So yes, what was the process in terms of getting the transcript was very straightforward and simple. I contacted the registrar. I just needed to pay the fee online, so online banking, and I just need to email them a copy of the receipt. I need to email them Spantron information of where they will need to send the transcript. So all of that was really simple. You just have to ensure that you have the money in order to do so, because of course,
Money.
yes, it's a process, and it is not free. You'll have to be paying for everything yourself.
Tell the
So
people
if you're
them.
ready to do
Tell them.
it, you have to ensure that you have the money in order to do
Or
so.
someone that is willing to help with the money.
Uh-huh.
That is correct. That is correct. So once you send that off, then you that is on the back end. That will process, and then you deal with the individuals in terms of trying, like, interlage, in terms of booking interviews for you with the county, since they are the recruiter. They find a job, you do the interview, and if you're successful with that placement, then that's where you will go.
And
And if
like
I might, yeah, go ahead, Lisa.
like for me, I had, oh my God, Malika, I can tell you, I was like so over it. I had interview after interview. At one time, I had to be going into work late, absent from classes just to get the interview. And because a country we come from, and my school did in a rural St. Mary, so internet connection was poor. Going into work late because me have interview, then sometimes the interviewee,
All
the
through.
interviewer no remember them, not come, them not contact me and tell me say the slot fill or whatever, they not get through with the interviewer, and me sit down there wait, and me have to reach out to the recruiter, which is Interlodge, and them like, Miss Holness, Mrs. Holness Lawton, we're sorry, but blah 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 blah. I'm like, so that was more of my frustration, because I'm like,
Yeah.
them people are like, yeah, Malika can tell you, me did so frustrated, like, this is it, because
Worried.
I take me for idiot and make me feel like I'm a bother. Like me I bother him for call him, and me I spend my own money. Like,
And
Christiana, how long did it take you to get your interview?
Well, for me, I did not. I did it way later down. I think it was like April. So you know
When did you
that.
send hold on? When did you send the application? When did you get the interview?
All right. For me, it was just like a magical process. Yes, because I sent my form in on like the Friday. On Sunday, I received a WhatsApp message from Interlodge that I have an interview with the county. So first we have to have the interview with the board, the
Mm-hmm.
county board, before we actually have interviews with the
with the
specific
schools.
schools.
Oh, mine was
So
different. I
Mine
had,
different too.
yeah,
I
I
didn't
had
get
with
in
the
Same.
school.
school. Then actually didn't even have with the board because by then they said, "Oh, you were already placed at a school, so whatever," and they wish me good luck, and that was it.
okay, mine was different. So it's not like the board, but you know that there's someone in word language that is in charge. So
Mm-hmm.
first I have to have it with the Clayton County Public School, the district rather. Let me use
Mm-hmm.
that word, right? I have to have the interview first with the district. So the Sunday I got the message that you have a interview the Monday with the district. And I
Right.
did the interview with the district on that Monday. And then once I did that, it was like the Wednesday or the Thursday, I had my first interview,
Mm-hmm.
and I was being recruited for a Spanish or French
French.
teacher, and I told them that I'm comfortable in working both places, whether middle or high school.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was the first one. Then the following week, I had an interview. The I think it was like the interviewer asked me, because I wasn't successful with that school, the middle school for Spanish. So they asked when I was available for another interview.
Mm-hmm.
And I told them my schedule. That was for the following week, either the Monday, the Wednesday, or the Friday, because it has to be around my regular schedule, because I didn't want it to affect my regular job
Right.
in Jamaica. Right. So I told them, and they didn't acknowledge early enough. So they told me that, okay, we'll do it the Monday. But now I was present at school when I wanted to take that time and then not do it. So the Monday, okay, they said, okay, they'll do it about 3 o'clock. I
Mm-hmm.
said, okay, no problem. Then Interlarge called and said, Miss Ford, I have another interview for you that we are currently
Oh my
in.
God, so much interview.
Right. They said I have an interview that I'm listening on, and they are like talking, and they want to recruit a French teacher in a high school. And I think you'd be a perfect fit for this. So when are you available? And I told them, okay, I can make myself available in the afternoon after work. And they said, okay. And I just went and did that interview, and I got the job. So I had to cancel the first one that was
Okay.
scheduled. So it was just two interviews, and I was
Okay.
successful with the second one.
Got it.
Right.
Devon, did you have to go through the county as well?
No, Bib is a bit different. We
Mm-hmm.
only did the schools, but boy, may I tell you, my one me start give up to. Because I don't know if you remember, I was on the verge of finishing my
Yes.
contract in April when she
Mm-hmm.
sent me the link. Malika sent me the link, and honestly, I didn't even look at it. It was one day in May. I'm at home and I'm like, you know what? Wait, Malika never sent me a message, but me look on it, and that's when I looked. Lo and behold, look at it. I'm say, all right, just apply and done. Never know see so long the application or that tech. Literally, but I finished it within like 3 hours. And it was mainly long because you're trying to get the documents together, and at the same time, I don't know, you try to impress people for your interview, so you try use up words in an application. You don't think the exam me did I do, or me start putting theorists this and Maslow said this, and oh gosh, I went all out with with the application.
Yeah.
Uh, I finished like maybe after what, after 12 or something the night, and so I submitted it after 12, which for them was after 1, I think.
Yeah.
And then the next day, me get well, not even the next day, because if I after 1 in the morning, then I get it. The same day, me get a call from Interlarge. But after me get that call from Interlarge, because they did a phone interview with me. After that interview, trust me, it took me a long time. Cause me the year feels say the work me get. Never know say
It wasn't the work.
wasn't the work.
It was just a preliminary interview.
Ready to tell people, oh, my family, oh, me I left. Ooh,
Your
oh,
previous story.
people will recommend after me apply and get work before me. Meanwhile, we still await for school interview.
Oh God.
Be ready to give up. Oh my gosh, I was ready to give up. And then finally, while I was working as an examiner for CXC, I got an email for a high school to teach French. I didn't get that interview.
Mm-hmm.
I did another one in Augusta for I think it was Spanish. Didn't get that job. And then finally, no, that's a lie. The French one was what I was supposed to have when I got the interview for my current workplace. But
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see the email for my current workplace. So I went on the call expecting that the high school position for French teacher was what I'm interviewing for. Do up my research on the school, ready for wow them. Ooh, only for here, Miller Middle School. I say Miller what? Didn't know a thing about the school. So now I don't know nothing for wow the people that I interview. But that's what I ended up with.
Yeah.
Uh so I got the job like sometime in July. I think maybe July 16th. And between them,
Close to the start of school, because school starts
yeah,
August.
yeah, July 16th, and I had to be here. They wanted me to be here for I think July 26th or something like that. That would never did I go
Training.
on.
Mm-mm.
Because remember with the visa, what did I go on with COVID and all of that?
Yeah.
So that never worked. I come here in August, like the 5th of August. But in speaking about that though, it's important though to point out that before I always thought, oh, the principal them a do whatever. Now that mean I system, trust me. Some of the time the principal them not know because people quit last minute. The principal might feel like say, oh, they have a full staff going back in August.
Right.
The people them get better opportunities, they leave short notice. So that's why sometimes we're waiting for interviews and we can't get it.
Right. So I love that point that you just made, Devon, because a lot of times people ask after applying, how soon will I get through with that job? And I always say, well, you have to wait until contracts go out and this, that,
Yeah.
and the other.
And don't get me wrong, contracts come out for us like in what
February.
February, January. You every year you have to submit your intention to return or
Mm-hmm.
your intention to transfer to a different school.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some persons who they have the intention to return, but things work out.
Happen.
Things happen. So as a result, the schools have to find a replacement
Yeah.
for that.
But up
So
until August, even when school starts already, you can still expect to get a call to get through, because some people feel like they're out of the woods once a certain time frame has passed. Devon, I'm going to cap what you're saying right now, so Christiana can continue the process
yeah, man.
of getting here. So she got an interview, she was successful. What happens after that?
All right, so I was successful with the interview, which I was very grateful for. So now I know that I need to be looking into the visa application process. So once I'm successful, there is something that Interlage will need to send to us in order for us to go through with the visa application process.
Mhm.
And that form is called the DS 2019.
Mhm.
So it is the form that is needed for when we go to the embassy to say that, yes, we are
Like
guaranteed
permission to work.
the
Oh,
permission to work.
point of
Okay.
information there with the DS 2019. When I went to the embassy, there was another teacher trying to come on another program, I think, but she did not have her original copy of the DS 2019. She had a photocopy,
Okay.
right? And they
Eh,
told her to
eh,
in 2 weeks. So it is important to ensure that your recruiter get you the original
Original.
copy, not a
Mhm.
photocopy or a scan copy, the
Mhm.
original. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it's important in order to get the original copy, in order to get there. I know that some individuals, they might send you a scan copy because, in terms of the US,
Mhm.
in terms of the visa application process, getting a date, it takes long. But in terms of getting the original, it's needed for when you're going to the embassy. So there's a number on that form that is needed when you are applying or signing up your DS-160. So the DS-160 is the confirmation to tell you to apply for your visa.
Yeah.
So you give your necessary information. You can do it yourself, or you can go to a travel agent,
Mhm.
And
whichever you are
and it's also
comfortable with.
needed just to add, it's also needed to apply for, well, pay for your CVs.
Yeah.
So
Right. So in terms of that, I did mine myself because
Me too.
Me
Nah,
too.
I
tech
think I'm a
savvy.
bit
I don't
too
want if you're getting
savvy.
what an agent.
Trust me, the money that you're gonna spend to, I mean, I get
I,
that some persons aren't comfortable doing certain things themselves, but the money that you're gonna spend to pay a travel agent, you could have
It's not
used it
worth it.
towards this.
yeah,
Because
because
trust me, things get expensive, and you might think it's not that expensive when you're spending to come here, but trust me, when you're not a driver, you come here have to take Lyft, Uber, and all these things to get from point A to B. Because trust me, you will need a car. Yeah, go sorry, you take your
Save your
what?
pennies.
How much forgot travel agent? Yeah, go sorry, you spend
like
that money.
3,000 up, depending on where you
Yeah.
are, I guess.
Right. So you can do
Yeah.
it yourself. It is not
It just
difficult.
take patience. I'm sorry, it's just patience to sit down and read through the thing. It's filling out your information.
Yeah,
The
and
same
what make
information that you're going to give to the travel agency.
and make sure you click on the right thing, because I remember one time me and my husband were doing mine and we accidentally make a click, and me say, Malika, oh, me not get no date. And she said, check every. Me said, no date now show up, no early date. And then going back, we make mistake. Click on
Oh,
the reading is fundamental. Take it from a teacher. Reading is fundamental.
and you're the second person, and I don't think it's the issue of reading on your
Mhm.
part, but the problem is they have two different
They
J1
want visa,
categories there,
right? Mhm.
and both of them say summer work and travel. Now, the problem with that is with one of the summer work and travel, either way, you still fall under that
Under
because you're a
J1.
teacher.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's not really a you problem, but
Mhm.
it's just going out to
It's just understanding
distinguish
And
between
what
the
to
two.
choose,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it's new to a lot of us. In
Mhm.
terms of J1, we normally probably will hear about visitor's visa,
visa.
Yeah.
right? In terms of the work permit, that is a different thing because there are two types. You have the H2B and you have the J1.
And you
So
have
with the
H1B.
H1B. Okay.
Mhm.
Right. So the J1 now, you sign up the application for yourself, the DS 2019. Once you sign that up, then you'll have to go and book your appointment. So you first have to complete that form. Then you go to the next page. Sometimes it might be difficult for where to find it. I did it myself. I just watch YouTube videos
Yeah.
if I don't understand something, and for them to direct me to where
YouTube is your
exactly
friend.
I need to go. So that's what I did. So I went and I booked in terms of because you need the DS-20, the
19.
DS-160
Oh yeah.
confirmation code in order to book your appointment for
Yeah.
your
And
visa.
So
don't forget.
yeah,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead, Lisa.
No, I was saying her. I remember her payment. You have to remember the payment.
Yeah, man, that's where we're
Okay.
gonna go. That's
Yeah.
where we're gonna go to. So once you're now ready to book your appointment date, you will create an account online. And once you create that account, then you will first enter your personal details, enter the confirmation code. Then it takes you to the payment detail. So if you're having problems with the payment information, you can always go out and try a different card, try a local card, NCB, Scotia,
Mhm.
credit card, family members card, any
And you
card you
can
can,
pay at the bank. You can actually pay at the bank.
or if you want to do online payment, if you want to pay at the
Um,
bank, you go and do so. Have any one
right.
of you paid at the bank?
I
No,
know a friend of mine did. A friend of mine did.
Okay, so first you have to pay before you're able to get a date. So once the payment is successful, then it's time for you to book your dates, and you check to see what dates are available. You just book that day, whether it has bypassed their contractual date that you should arrive in the US. That is totally fine. Don't
Mhm.
stress
Say that
yourself.
again.
Don't
Say
worry
that
about
again.
it.
Say that
Yeah.
again
It is
because a lot of us,
totally fine.
the thing say that work must start July, the 25th of July, and because we don't get through to the embassy until sometime in August, you feel like the work will not be yours anymore. Trust me, the work I got sit down right
What's
this.
up get it until
My school
well let me not say that because with my school district I know if you're not in the country by a certain time
Mm-hmm.
because they will tell you not to bother to come
Mm-hmm.
because
They
oh
still do have some leeway, and you just need it's
it,
about
yeah
communicating with the principal, with the district to let them know what's happening in your situation. But I
uh-huh.
want to move it along quickly because I want to get to the meat of the matter. So after you applied for the visa, got through with an appointment date, did your appointment, how hard was it, by the way, to get the visa? Because people like to ask, was it difficult? Did they ask a lot of questions? We don't have to go through all the questions, but did they ask you guys a lot of questions at the embassy?
I think they asked me like 4 questions.
They asked me one.
Yeah.
They asked me what I majored in, and I said it's not a major. I did early childhood education. They asked me which college. When I did my degree, they asked me if I was married because my thing is my married name is not on any of my legal documents. So
Mm-hmm.
they just asked me if I'm married. Told them my married name. If I have kids, tell them yes. They asked me if they will
Mm-hmm.
be joining me. I said yes, and they said, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's fine." And they just dot it down in the system, blah blah, and say, "Okay." So when they get here, it won't be a problem. So,
So
well,
after you guys,
come to the embassy. That is.
Yeah.
so after you
For me,
guys got the yes,
huh? Go again?
go ahead.
Okay, no, I was gonna say they asked me a few of the same questions as they did Lisa.
Mhm.
The school I went to, what's my profession? What subject do I teach? When I told them Spanish, have you ever been to a Spanish speaking country? I said yes. Tell me about the food and all of that there, and what's the
Minor
food like?
questions. Minor questions.
Yeah, so
Yeah. So they
um,
literally just asked me what grades will you be teaching. Told them, oh, congratulations, you've been approved. That was it.
yeah, but this time though, I was a bit nervous. I won't lie you because of all my years going for visas, I've never had a situation where I go to a counter, they start processing me, and then send me off to somebody else. So I start getting nervous now because I hear people. I heard a nurse saying, "What? Oh yes, I did this," and like they ask her her name, for example, and the woman and go, "Yes, I am happily married with 3 kids," and uh,
Nerve.
all of them that ask are for till them say no, sorry, your visa has been denied. So me think that me I gonna get nerves start kill me.
Yeah,
Uh, but
but
yeah, it was just I don't know why, but they just sent me off to a different window after.
Okay. All right. So after you guys got through with your visas, what happened next? What did you do to get here? You
or
just
me did previous, like whenever I get back my passport or nothing yet, but me did previous. True, me know me don't get through. Before me get back my passport, me go online and me book my ticket.
I did the same. Confession,
Straight.
I did the same.
Straight. Me book my ticket and me go me see
Which
she
is
for
not advisable.
September
Well,
4th. And me need to start work by September 10th. Because school open from August 4th already. So that I'm 1 month behind.
Mm-hmm.
Me book my ticket and then when them ready to pick up email, I'ma come a foreign.
All right. So because I am the opposite of what Malika and Lisa did, I ensure that I wait until I
Waited.
get back my
She's
yes. I
wise. She's wise.
wait until I get my passport. I look in there. I see the visa confirm and everything with the
yes,
3 years confirmation that I would base on my contract, and then I went and booked my ticket. I'm
Yes.
not
We're wise.
suffering.
We're
I
I'm
did the
risk
same because no,
Listen,
the thing is, I've seen it happen to someone before. When in the year that I went to France to teach, my colleagues, because everyone was getting their passports within X time, they went ahead and booked. Lo and behold, travel date come because everybody booked ticket now we know. Travel date come passport now reach. When you
Mm-hmm.
take a stop, the passport for come to Jamaica, it must be a Dominican Republic.
Uh-oh.
So I learned from that. I wasn't
wait.
gonna book, sorry. But wait.
Yes.
I
All
wait.
right.
But going back to what was said though, while you're trying to book and yeah, you see the time run out and all of that, Malika and Lisa they were suggesting that you wait or whatever and all of these things. While you're booking, please try and book something close enough though, because the more days you miss, the more money you lose. And I not just for the month where you miss, it is for the entire year
Yep.
until the next pay year
So
start.
Yep,
that's what is happening
that
So
here.
happened
what?
to me.
That's
You
what
know,
that,
one will say your passport a come on the 5th. Are you
Hold
up
on, Devon. I
to
want you to
see?
say this in English because there are people here from different countries, and I want them to understand what you're saying.
Okay, let
So
me
say it
speak
again, but you
American as my students say. When you are booking your date, do not, please do not try and book dates that are too far because, oh, the tickets are cheaper. If you need to borrow the money because the longer you stay away from your job once you have gotten the position, and the longer you're missing is the more money you're losing. And this will not just be for the month, the first month that you're working, as it is in our country. You're losing money for the entire year.
full year.
All
Full
right.
year.
So we'll say that you don't get a retro pay. You don't get a retroactive pay. So what happens? Let's take it down simpler terms. Say that you should be here for your job on the 25th so the 1st of August. Let's say the 1st of August, you should be here for your job. But
Because
you're seeing a cheap ticket on the 5th. That is going to mess up your entire pay for the year because you're calculated based on your start date and then it is average out. So whatever you
also,
should get for the entire year and based on the days that you work, it's just calculated and now that is your new pay.
I want to
and
repeat this part, but
also the
go ahead, Devon.
let me just add, please. Also, please, if it is your first time coming to the US, especially, don't feel as if you can start working as soon as you come here.
That's what I was about
There
to say.
are
That's what
some
I was about to
countries
say.
that
Yeah.
you need to get a social security, and that can take weeks, if not months, for you to obtain it.
So when they told me that I needed to get here by about, they told me get here like the first week of July. I was like, these people are so previous. Why do I need to get here from so far when I won't be working until August? But I was here and I didn't even start. I was here from July 15 and I was not able to start working until August 11 after school had actually started because I hadn't got my social security yet. And I hadn't gotten certain things yet. So just like what you were saying before, I lost money for the whole entire year.
I just want to add something there in terms of like Malika and Devon. I think the reason for that is because of the COVID period.
That too.
Because for me, it's different because now everything is coming back into place, going back to normality. So it is a much shorter time. So
It's a
of
shorter
course,
time, but we're still saying if your work starts August 1, don't come July. When how much days in July?
I
31?
say get here 2 weeks
31.
before
Get here at
and
least
to
2 weeks before.
organize.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
Get
Yeah,
get
your
here
phone
2 weeks
number,
before.
get
because
everything, get a bank account and everything
it took
before.
me
Yes.
1 month.
Yeah, I would say the one
Right.
month too, because
If you
Yeah.
like,
can afford to be here 1 month before, that is completely fine. But if
well,
you
that too.
cannot afford to be here 1 month before, I think
As
two
soon as you
months
But
can
is
afford.
listen,
2 weeks
as Devon
will
said before,
suffice.
even if you have to borrow the money, because I'm pretty sure the money that you're losing is nothing it's more than what you would have probably borrowed to be here the month before.
Uh-huh. It is.
But
But
There's a
yeah,
little
go ahead.
trade thing that you can do because of course the social security is very very essential to
uh-huh.
start work. So of
Mhm.
course you can, if they require just the number, if you go to the social security office and apply for the social security, the card will not come until probably about a week. You can always go 2 days after you have applied to get that number
It
for.
depends
Oh,
on where
Chris,
you are
that's
because
how
some
you
And
counties
but
are
in
they
my
never did
slow.
it for
county, it
me.
was
oh,
okay.
your
Clayton
account
This
is
County,
I'm in your
yes.
country and they never did it for me. They told me no, I have to wait my 2 weeks. So you were lucky.
COVID,
Well,
COVID.
true. I was the COVID era.
But
Um,
Yeah.
guys, I'm
additionally,
gonna give it away. Yeah, go ahead, Devon.
tied with the social, I don't know if that's where you were headed, Malika, but
No, I'm
apart
moving
from your
away.
job as well, it is it's very difficult, if at
He's
all
moving away.
possible, to find a place to live without a social security.
Ooh,
Uh,
that was actually my next question, talking about apartment hunting
okay,
and stuff like that.
okay.
So go on.
Okay, so many persons, even if you can afford it, the mere fact that you don't have renting history here in the US and you don't have a social, a lot of persons will not want to rent you their apartments.
I had to catch on
Literally. And
somebody that for a month.
you have to be earning at least 3 times what the rent is gonna
And
cost
you
you
pay in
as
Jamaica is
well.
not reflecting 3 times.
Uh, because that's why you're leaving in the first place.
The
Yeah.
pay in Jamaica not even reflect 1 time, maybe.
So
Um,
what do you suggest?
it depends on where you're living though, because I find that in my county it's a little bit more tricky than the county of others. If you have, I suggest one thing: if you have a family member here who is willing to sign as a guarantor for you while looking for an apartment or a place to live, go ahead and ask that person, please, may I beg you do just sign this up for me, and for sure I will be paying my month's rent every month. Some apartments will be gracious enough to allow you to just upload your offer letter that you got from your job. Others will not, but bear in mind, because that's what happened to me. The apartment that accepted me just with that information and no social or whatever, it turned out to be ghetto, and I spoke about that in another video. So you have to just be careful about what you're doing, and just know that whatever situation it is, ride out your storm. I was living with a complete stranger for the very, very first month. It is what it is. Like, you just have to do what you have to do. Never have Airbnb money. Crazy.
And it's expensive, trust me.
Yes, and of
Yeah.
course you have the program Interlage who will assist in terms of accommodation, but you'll have to share. You
Miss,
have to
you
have a
got that.
living.
You got that. Okay.
I
No,
got
I'm telling them
I got that.
options. I'm
No,
not
I'm
talking
saying
about.
you got that. You
Oh,
got that.
I
Okay.
got
but right. So you have options in terms of getting here. So don't be too much alarmed that, oh my God, this is going to be so difficult to find a place to stay. The program will assist you. And of course, for the first year you can be there, and then after, if you want to move, then you can do so after the second year.
All
Uh-huh.
right,
So
guys. So the
normally at
people are
least for
here.
a year.
Okay, so the people are here to find out if the grass is greener on the other side. I'm gonna start with lesson planning. So we know what it's like, lesson planning in our country, which is Jamaica, for anybody who is listening in. What is lesson planning like now for you all compared to when you were in Jamaica? And just for those who joined late, Christiana is at a high school, Lisa is at an elementary
elementary school, but
school,
I kindergarten.
the kindergarten side, and Devon is also at a middle school like myself. So we have 3 different levels. What is lesson planning like? Do you think it's easier? Is it more tedious? What's the support like? Talk to me, somebody.
All right, so I'm gonna start.
Okay.
So,
No, Lisa,
all
come prepared with our books.
I'm prepared now.
so all right, I only write the reading aspect of the ELA, English Language Arts plan. That's the only thing I write. And these are just a few of the materials that I have to use. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna have some papers all over the place. Wait, let me get my folder. My folder with me things them when I have to put my picking them in a group based on their strengths, weaknesses, assessment, homework plan, all of that. Now, bear in mind, yes, in Jamaica we use differentiated lesson plans, but girl, sorry, Devon, girl. Woo. Mm-hmm.
That's all you wanted to share about your lesson plan?
Girl.
Girl, it is a whole lot.
So you are doing more than when you were in Jamaica.
I'm doing more per.
Devon?
Not really.
Well,
It seems more because I have to do all of them something. Because as me say, I have 25 students in my class, and you know, Jamaica in our rural area, 25 are probably the whole school population. Well, class size, and then almost all of them at different levels. So I have to plan for those levels, and I have to have my group for something instructional focus, which is the first thing in the morning, and those are like 5, 6 different groups. Then for ELA, one next 4 or 5 groups. Then for math, 4 or 5 groups. Then even when we read social studies and science, different grouping again, and everybody have to be engaged and do something, be able to tell what them I learn from me. It's a whole lot.
Devon.
Yeah. All right. So for my school district, let me speak for the district first. Uh,
Him the funny board.
Majority of the school, no man, majority of the schools are required to provide at least what 2 weeks of worth of lesson plans prior to. But for the district gives all the principals the autonomy of running their schools the way they want to a
Mhm.
certain extent. So my school, we're only required to provide the week lesson plan on the Monday by 8:30 a.m.
Okay.
Uh,
7 o'clock.
Do your lesson plans get marked?
uh, hold on. So
Okay.
we're all provided with a template that we're supposed to use, basically, and basically the entire lesson plan is filled out for you. The only thing
Mhm.
you're putting in is the different activities, the topic you're teaching, the standard or
Target.
the target, as we would say in Jamaica, the audience and the time that your classes are held. That's
Okay.
basically it. You put in your activities, but the entire plan is already done for you per se.
Mhm.
Which
Uh,
come?
Bibb County.
All right, thanks.
Lisa, do they mark your lesson plans?
I don't know. We just upload it to a drive and that's
So
it.
only for work and you
Yeah,
don't know if they're
you
marking it.
upload
Okay,
ours
cool.
to Teams, upload it to Teams, and then when they're coming to your classroom, they take a look at it online first, or while
Mhm.
they're in your room, and then talk. Well, they don't even talk to you about your lesson plan really, so you don't even know if anybody will read it. But trust me, I made the mistake the one time this last semester, and I never upload a plan. I did the plan, I didn't upload it. I did the plan, but I didn't upload it. Who the
No.
academic coach come to me and say, "You're the only one who didn't do your plan." I mean, come to find out that I wasn't the only one, but she come to me and
They're
say, "You're the
checking.
only one who didn't do your lesson plan." Ooh, my run go put that in fast.
That's
But
interesting.
yeah, the lesson plan is done for you basically. It's just for you to put in the activities, the learning target, the group, the
Lisa,
topic,
please.
and
Live
yeah.
life, man.
So that is easier for us. And then I like that I don't really have to, you know, well, you know, have to provide 2 weeks as some schools do.
Mm.
Yeah.
You
Christiana,
just
what's
provide
lesson
a
planning?
week.
All right, so lesson planning for me, we do have a template in the world language department at my high school. So yes, lesson planning is important because at the end of the month, or assistant principal who is in charge of us send who submits what from who doesn't. So I know for sure that they are looking out for that. So lesson plan is important in my school. I can't talk about the county, but for my
Mhm.
school, lesson planning is important. It is due Friday before midnight. Friday before
Mhm.
midnight.
For
Give
the
and
next,
take
for
every
the
week for the following week. So
for the
this
next week.
Friday, it is due before midnight, yesterday, before for this coming week,
um
right?
for the week of the 13th.
For the week of the 13th, yes. So for this, for what I'm going to teach, the from the 6th,
Monday.
from the 13th
Uh,
to the 17th, yes, it is due. At times it is difficult in terms of getting it done on time, but I
Mhm.
always ensure that if I don't submit it the deadline, I try to submit it the Saturday. So I'm always ensure that I've submitted within the time frame. So
Mhm.
it is important. So the template is there, but I am required to do all the planning. It's not like Devon who everything and they just need to put the class period. That is
Wow.
totally different for me. I have to plan everything, and I believe that it is a bit more difficult in terms of doing it because I'm alone. Because
Oh,
there's only two
same.
French in the world language department at my school. There's two French teachers and three Spanish teachers. So for me, I'm in charge of French one, which is the beginners. So I'm doing all the planning myself. There is no collaboration. So it's good that I have the opportunity to do what I want to do with my kids. But then it was very difficult last semester because their structure of lesson planning is totally new and
When you're
different
coming from 5E.
exactly from what we have in Jamaica in terms
I
of
find it easier.
engage,
What
engage the students. It was very different, and because I didn't fully understand the procedure, it was a bit different, difficult at the beginning. But now it's getting better, and it's
You
much
found your
easier.
flow.
Yes, and it's
Uh-huh.
much easier now in order to create the lesson plan because we don't have to put in many details as what we did like
In
in Jamaica.
Jamaica.
oh, so you
I
we
see.
just it's what I do, you do, I do, we do, you do.
We don't have that in for middle
We
school
do
where
that
I'm at.
here.
Oh, that's what we have at my school. I do, the engage, all of that, teaching the strategy that you want them to use. The we do, putting in the strategy into practice, and the you do, them using the strategy that you taught them on their own.
I'm sorry,
But
I'm
next
seeing in the
question though, hold on,
comments.
sorry, I gotta ask a quick question before you get to your comment. Lisa, Christiana, do you guys have to do a bell ringer at the start of all your classes?
I do.
No,
It is recommended that it is done because our school is high priority in terms of safety and security. So I have to stand outside of the classroom at my classroom door for all the students to get inside and to ensure that once the teacher is present on the outside during the hall, it eliminates students who want to fight and all of these
all
things.
right. You see,
That's not the
So
bell
what
ringer for us, Christiana.
like
Like,
no,
me,
wait, I'm telling you why I have it is
okay,
recommended that we do a bell ringer. You call it the bell ringer, we call it like the warm-up activity. So
okay,
the students will not be sitting in the classroom and not doing anything. So
right.
we have that for them to do while the teacher's presence is not inside the class at the
Yeah,
very moment. So yes, I do that.
okay.
Yeah, Lisa, you were gonna add
oh,
something.
so well, me start school 1 month after everything. So the whole initiation, introduction, I never know. So it's basically last week I learned that I should be at my door welcoming in the students.
Oh,
I just started doing that, but
okay.
we reach early in the mornings. So whatever a kindergarten them, so I see them, I take out worksheet, get them, or I have something on the board for them copy off until 7:35 because school starts at 7:35. So until then we have something called the morning meets, then the second steps, and then instructional focus start. But for me, women are like with here teaching here, time is so rushed, and like in a Jamaica we have 30 minutes to break time, one
Uh-huh.
hour for lunch. Many of them the luxury, and
Hold on,
then
before
what?
Lisa, before you talk about that, because we're coming off of the lesson plan. Before we talk about that, I just wanted to highlight Donna Beach's comment where she said that she's in South Carolina
Mhm,
and she has to do lesson plans by herself every week. And in
mhm.
other districts, they get it done, but I guess in her district, somewhere in South Carolina, some districts they get to copy and paste, but not for her. And she's saying that she's in her first year, but she's not seeing where it's greener here, but maybe in time it will. Thank you for that comment, Donna. Um, I'm staying on the lesson plan a little bit. We have to do the bell ringer as well because, as Christiana said, the type of school that you're at, some students may want to fight. So I found it strange. I never did bell ringer for like the first 2 months. I heard about it. It was recommended, but not like mandatory. But I realized that it's really a management strategy. Because in Jamaica, when we do a warm up, it's something that is like,
Fun,
pumping up the
Yeah.
students,
And
fun,
something fun.
fun.
activate,
But
for what they're about to learn. That's what I'm
right,
used to.
but for the
Right.
bell ringer, it's literally sit down and do your work. Just start working right off the bat,
My school
and
too, and I
it
hate
helps
it.
with your management. So if you're a first year teacher listening in, bell ringers are important for. It's like the first step of managing your classroom. You need the bell
Not
ringer.
necessarily, it's not needed per se.
It's
Once you
needed.
develop
It's
that
recommended when
that
the people
sort of rapport with your kids or the relationship with your kids. Because for example, yesterday a teacher was out and I didn't have because I don't buy into the bell ringer thing. Because if I say I want to do a video with everybody, me I go wait till everybody come. Cause I don't want John come 5 minutes late.
I
and
guess
then
it's a school that
pray
you're in though, Devon, because with
whoever
my
get it.
school, even if I want to start with a video, I still need to start with the bell ringer because the time that you're spending to wait until everybody gets there, trust and believe that a fight could break out at any moment.
Not in my class,
And then
don't
they're
try
gonna
that.
ask you what were the students doing?
Going.
Were the students engaged in something? What were they doing? And then if they realize that you weren't doing anything with them, they're gonna say that's the issue. They were not engaged in something, and that caused them to be fighting.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
and
as
I
I
want
was saying, it all depends on the relationship you share with the kids. Because yesterday a teacher was out, picked them a cut up in our class. So of course, Tom so walk go down there. Come back to my class. Oh, I pick them gone on them computer, do them work on Vista. Wait, me never even tell them that. But not even remember some give them work on Vista. They pick them, they do that. Somebody have to give them some point system because we use this thing
Mhm.
called live school.
Yeah.
So I gave them some points on it because when I come, not even once somebody a whisper.
Hmm.
It all comes down to the relationship you have with the kids. So
It's a type of
um
school. We're in a Title 1 school. We're in Title 1
I'm in
school.
a Title One too.
Listen,
I'm in
all
a
Title 1
Title One
different from your
too.
Title 1. I'm telling you.
I'm in a Title One where kids wear bracelet, all these things.
And
I
I
get
guess
it.
that is the diversity in terms
Bracelet,
of
by
the
the way. Yo.
students and the teachers and the management strategy and all of that,
Mhm.
the environment. It's different. It's different everywhere. You're in a different county, we're in a different county, we're in different schools. So things will be different.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nothing is set in stone in terms of that. And going back to the lesson plan where that person made a comment and you read it, it will, as you said, it will be difficult at first if you have to do all the planning. But guess
Mhm.
what? Use that first semester, use that 1 year as a learning process because
Yeah.
it will get better. Because you
Yep.
will be able to reuse that lesson plan for the following
Mhm.
year. And of course, you have to make the necessary changes depending on the level of your students, depending on who you're dealing with. So that is totally fine.
Yeah.
And so lesson planning, it will be difficult at the beginning. Sometimes you will be difficult to adjust, but it can be done. It is not
Yeah.
impossible.
Yeah, I'm still
Understand? And it's a learning process. It's a
Um,
learning process because I'm still learning. And with
It's
with world languages, there
Mhm.
is it's a very it is different from my lesson planning in world language, which is a modern language or different
Foreign languages. Yeah.
foreign language that most persons will call it, probably foreign language. It is different from what the ELA teachers have to do or the math teachers have to do. There
Right.
are different templates because you know that different skills need to be developed. So
Right.
for me, in my lesson plan, you have to have the modeling, you have to have the direct explanation, and you have to have the guided practice for with the students. And of course, then we leave them to independent practice, and then we do the assessment. So it is different depending on the county and as well as the
Mhm.
school.
There's something that Lisa was saying that I had cut her off from. If she remembers what she was about to say.
oh oh some break times, whatever, recess,
Yeah.
like you call it. That was a shocker here for me because break time 30 minutes, here is 15. Lunchtime 30 minutes, back home it's 1 hour.
1 hour. She was saying. You
Yeah,
know what?
like we I feel line up back at them. You know Jamaica bell ring for your go lunch. If they
Mhm.
then go get their lunch, come back in the class and eat it if them want, or if them a eat outside, fine. Here you have to have them line up. I go carry them to the cafeteria, sit down and I eat.
Mother duck. Mother
Like
duck and
them a
ducklings.
bathroom, you have to go with them
Walk with them.
to like
You
Yeah.
want them for prison.
It's the
yeah, it
same.
feels like a prison.
I told them, yeah, because, and then at my school, I don't know about yours, they have this thing called silent transition, silent passage, where going from one class to another, the students can't even speak to each other.
Oh, I wish
Literally,
that was the same at mine. I
they
wish.
can't speak to each other, they can't touch and hug each other. So you see a friend where you don't see for 2 weeks now, because the friend sick, you can't hug the friend, because that's a
Silent wave.
PDA for
It's
them.
called a silent wave. That's what they
Oh,
that's what they do at school, silent wave.
Mm.
Oh, a silent passage, right through and through. So it's something that I don't really agree with because this is how I feel. If the them don't get a chance to talk outside of class,
Them
Then
other chat.
Lunchtime.
you don't want them for chat in the class that.
Listen, lunchtime they'll get to talk. My school for a fact, like we try to keep them silent while they're, transitioning to another class. But I understand why they would say silent passage because many of our fights break out during transitioning
Or
time.
some other class might have go on while you are going to mow your business, so it'll be disruptive.
Exactly.
Well,
Um,
I'm in the high school, so if they are big kids, so we don't have any silent passage. They are able to pass with beside each other, and they're able to talk and communicate. What was shocking to me in terms of the time? Same thing that Lisa said. The timing, they have like 23 minutes for lunch. So for me, it will cut down to like 15 or 10 minutes because by the time they
23.
leave the classroom
They
to
reach for them.
walk to the lunchroom, to
What?
get the lunch, to
and
sit and
get
No,
eat,
no,
and to
no. To
return.
join the line to go to the
23
lunchroom.
minutes. That is crazy for me. That is crazy. And that's why I try not to eat. If I stop bringing lunch to school, I just bring
yeah.
food. Because for me to go
Enough
and
time.
warm my food to sit and eat it comfortably, it's gonna take forever.
Listen,
So
when I tell my students, when I tell,
fruit.
I'll tell my students, one, do you guys know that in Jamaica, teachers don't walk students around and we get an hour for lunch? They're like, what? I need to go to Jamaica. Oh my God. Why don't they do that for us here? Like, yo, it rough out
But
there,
then,
man.
but then, but then, the part that I like when I tell them about the freedom, I also tell them about the level of responsibility that we have as well. Cause me
Mm-hmm.
throw in like the workload. I say, look
Mm-hmm.
here, I do 6 subject a week. We're doing 13, 14, 15.
14.
Yeah,
Yup. Yup.
they're just babied here. Like them really,
Uh-huh.
yeah, them not have no sense of independence. And may I tell from the kindergarten level, like may have Pitney where ask me, Miss Lowton, which page am I like? Them take out them book for write or something, and them a ask to help to find one blank page.
What
Anyway, but I
what I
wanted to
like,
tell them something there, yeah, man. I see
like
in the comment section where Trishy and Donna are having a whole conversation with themselves. They're talking about I think the financial aspect of it, and they're saying that they don't see where the grass is greener yet. Trisha said what I left out because of money, not so much the job. So now I just remind myself that I'm starting over from scratch. So eventually things will even out. I want to start on that. Trisha, you're definitely starting over from scratch. Moving to a new country is expensive. It is very
Uh-huh.
expensive. So you're converting, first of all, when you just get here, you're converting from Jamaican dollars to US dollars. Your rent is probably $1,000, $1,500, $1,900. From Jamaican money to that, it's a lot. So yes, it's going to be hectic at first. I don't know what county you are in, what it's like over there.
Worse if you have bills to pay back home too.
Right,
Uh-huh.
you have bills paying
Especially.
back home,
Have a
but
family.
I'm gonna be the first one to stay, and then I want Christiana, Devon, Lisa to say what they feel because I feel like most people are logged in here to find out the financial aspects of it, if it is feasible. Personally, and I'll put my business out there a little bit. I'm not telling you guys how much I get for pay on a crazy. Anyway,
The one
I'm
no,
gonna
tell
be that
me. No,
infinite.
no.
But I'll
Tell me
say
something can come out your yard.
I don't have children. I have a spouse. So it's two of us. So I'll say for me, it's feasible financially. I see where you can save. And I feel like even if I was here as a single individual, I could still save. Yes, you'd be carrying the burden of rent on your own, but I still think it's feasible. That's in my opinion. Everybody has their own truth. Christiana, what do you think?
all right, well, for me, in terms of living outside of a country and to start, of course, I always tell myself, and whenever I interact with others, I say the first 3 months is going to be rough because you are
Yeah.
trying to understand the system of how to spend the money, how to manage your bills, and all of that. So, say if the first 3 to 6 months will be difficult,
Mm-hmm.
it will be difficult. And then you
Maybe
have to
even the
tell
whole
yourself,
year.
and even the whole year, it all depends as well on your responsibilities.
Right.
And for me, I have responsibility back home in Jamaica. I have my son, I have my mother that I assist with. So I have to ensure that I pay my son's bills at home and to take care of his tuition, his meals, whatever it is, responsibilities. And I have my responsibilities here as well. So I understand in terms of living in a foreign country and what I need to do in order to survive. I cannot be in everything. I cannot go everywhere, but that does not mean I still can't have fun.
But Christiana,
So
somebody
we
would
have
ask
to
you
know.
though, if you can't be in everything and you can't go everywhere,
Where
why did you move? Why you don't go back to your country?
I
I'm sure
love
Christiana
that
said that.
question.
Like,
I
why you don't
love
go
that
back?
question because for me, everything is not about money. It's
Okay.
about experiences and in terms of building me as an individual. So when I'm here, it's not, oh, I'm going to be, yes, money is important and to save and to invest and all of that.
Mhm.
But I want to ensure that I am learning and I'm developing. So I
Mhm.
learned from Jamaica in terms of the lesson planning and teaching students. I'm here doing a different planning, learning about different cultures. For me, it is cultural awareness and
Mhm.
interacting and enjoying culture. So that
Mhm.
is me. I'm very big on culture and I love to meet and interact with different people all over. So
Right.
I'm loving my experience. I am loving my students as much as yes, there will be pressure at times, and yes, the students might be disruptive at times. But for me, for the most part, I love them and I try to find a middle ground how to interact with them and how to understand their way of thinking and to see how what I have as a Jamaican can
Can benefit.
incorporate in order to see how best I can deal with them. And of course, I think about my expense when I get paid, how I can save and
Right.
how and what I need to spend. So for me in the county, I know that every 2 weeks, we will get paid every 2 weeks or bi-weekly, I would say. So I know that this week it is bills week, the rent and all of that.
Everything.
I need to send my money home. The following, I need to know what to do with it, how much I would save, what I would need. And I also decide, okay, should I go out once per week? Should I go out twice per week? If I want to go up to a particular place, should I go there once per month? I
Mhm.
plan these things around
Right.
my budget. I
Right.
go below my budget. And what I did, because let me give you this experience. When I was living in France and I was an assistant, I was earning like okay, 800 euros, less than
For
800
the
euros.
month?
Yes,
Much.
less than 800
Wow.
euros per month. I know I have to know how I am going to manage that and take care of my son. And I was
800
able to
euros,
fit.
that's almost
It's
like what you'd be
nothing.
earning in Jamaica, no? So,
Exactly. And I need
wow.
to know how to do that, take care of my son and take care of myself when I was in France. And
Mhm.
I did it, no question asked, with that salary. So what I try to do is to use that money, or I live in that circle and try to live in that circle. And if I can
Right.
take it up a notch, I do it. So it is not impossible. It is depend
Right.
on your responsibility and how you want to live your life. You
Yeah.
make it so okay, is
I
it
need
greener
to come in
or not?
one
It
of
all
you,
depends.
one of you guys county because disclaimer, my county, Henry County, is the lowest paid county or one of the lowest paying county in Georgia, right? And I don't get paid bi-weekly like Uno, I want time a month.
Oh God.
So my little two pants and
I like
not
you,
to say
Lisa.
too much, I'm getting less than 3,000 US dollars a month. And may I get that one time a month and may have two picnic back a yard and Kiara pay for.
Well,
Right.
me didn't enough buy, but okay.
You love it. Me pay them a benefit funny. So
Okay. Let's throw
so
that in there.
and for me I don't drive. I don't have a car, and thank God my assistant, because at kindergarten I have an assistant. That's the best thing.
Mm-hmm.
She has been so helpful from the first day I go to school and meet. She asks, you have a ride where you live? So she picks me up at the apartment in the mornings and she takes
Mm-hmm.
me home. Sometimes, you have to stay at work. I do a little extra something as the teacher. She leave me. I have to book my Uber or I book my drive with somebody else. But you see, if she never did that carry me, I tell you the truth. Mother gone back on me yard because it's hard. Like after me done pay rent, and I live with two other interlodge teachers, and we split rent, we split everything three ways. And imagine not splitting those three. We would I go back home? Period. It's not that greener. Maybe after me finish pay off for my car, it will look
Yeah.
better. But then may have two picnic come and a man, which is a whole other story. And if me I spend almost $150 when me go supermarket, and me and Malika live at college, she know me not go out regular, and all of my money always go on food. $150 for food, and I'm me alone. Imagine when them come here. It rough. It's expensive.
What about you, Devon? Do you think it's feasible migrating?
Yes, and let me say yes.
Yes, I care.
I will say yes
Why you putting the man business out
because I
there?
was I was fortunate enough to find in both on both occasions may I tell you stealer deals when it comes on to finding a accommodation. So I can't complain about that. And I was able
Mhm.
to save a pretty penny, but then of course, because everything's so far, all right, you need a car. Lo and behold, go and take up the car. So that money that I could be saving, if I let's say I didn't take up a car here, insurance and car note a month time, all of that, I could either save a good penny. So I will say yes, it is greener, but at the same time, if because the car is a necessity, uh, having to have it not all that greener, but trust me, it's way better than Jamaica.
Mhm.
Financially, that is. Because since I've been here, as Malika said, putting my business out there, me pay off my student loan within 6 months of being here
Mhm.
completely.
I told them I had
Uh,
loans. Yeah.
yeah, pay off my student loan completely within 6 months. You just have to know, as Christiana said, budget, man your belly
Right.
for the first couple of
Know what
months.
you want out of this
What you
experience.
want, pay off me, and I'm gonna get my car. Yeah, the payment I kill me, but at least we don't have to depend on the body because trust me,
Just throw the word
when
past
you have to
it.
depend. It's rough when you have to depend because the Americans they will be quick to offer you a ride, but at the
Yeah.
same time, any day you hear them say, "Oh, and when you go buy the car, you
Oh,
should buy
but
Boy said the time up.
the
No
thing
trust me,
is,
more
you
ride.
you can
let,
walk chalk line.
let me add,
So
even though my assistant picks me up and drops me off, I
you
still
contribute to the
contribute
gas.
gas.
Yeah, they
So what
don't
I did,
ask you, but
I
it would
asked
be
how
nice
much to
to.
fill her tank for monthly, and I give her half of the money that she pays. So every month, me just sell her off of the thing. Yeah, me just make sure write a note for gas. Thank you for all you do.
Oh.
So
But like Devon
Yes.
said, like it depends on what you yes, it's a personal situation, what you want out of it. I've said in other videos before, I had loans, I was able to pay them off. And it's like keep saying to myself, there are certain things I want to achieve out of being here. So if tomorrow the people them say come out of my country, I can't say well. No, I
Uh-huh.
can't say well.
I
I don't have
agree.
nothing. I don't have nothing for sure yet, but I do one thing. Maybe,
I can't say
maybe at the
well.
end of
At least I'm going back
2023.
loan
Girlfriend, we
free.
not the same boat because I take up things for myself now. But I
Maybe
know,
after 2020.
as Christiana say, I like the experience of, and
Mhm.
one goal I always had for myself is, yeah, I want to improve myself in terms of qualification, but I didn't want to follow the lot and have all my qualifications from the one country. So I
Mhm.
want this is how I thought about it. Oh, it's good to have one from Jamaica, but at the same time, it's
From
just
somewhere.
as good to have one way. The name alone all a whole heap of weight, or the country where it come from have a whole heap of weight. So now I'm gonna take up more expenses for myself. So if I never had all of those, trust me,
But
my grass
as you just said, Devon, you put those expenses on yourself. So
So,
it
yeah,
all depends on everybody. And guys, as we keep saying, it all depends on where you are, the situation there, how much you earn there. I can say, thankfully for me never have to buy no car because buses run where I live. $2.50, and most time there's something not work and they make your ride free. Glory be to God. Yeah, most time when you're going on the
well,
bus, you go to swipe your card, them say it not working, go and go sit down. Most times, like for all a week straight, there's something not working. Like 2 weeks every
Really?
month. Yeah.
We're fortunate.
Yeah, so it
Right.
all depends on where you are.
Trust me, but not forget when I come here, man. For the first couple of months, trust me, they have to walk it. Ooh,
20
school start
minutes.
8:15. I start walk from 5 o'clock when it well cold. So I'm not all that sweaty. Ooh, yeah,
Really?
I'll say
yes.
point to note.
20 minutes.
So I'll say point to note for those
25.
who are planning on coming, just to
Mhm.
look out for, think about yourself when you're coming. Where are you placed? How far do you want to live? Try to see if you are able to find accommodation that is close by. It's
Yep.
always not possible, but it can be possible. But just try and look out for accommodation close by, because I live 15, 20 minutes walk from my school, depending on how fast I walk.
Walk.
Yeah,
Oh, you
Wow.
depending on
walk it.
how
You
fast
walk
I
it,
walk.
yes.
Écoutez, listen. Depending on how fast I walk,
And where you live. Yeah, it's close.
I try to ensure that I get something that is close by the school, especially if it is not a bus route. And
Yeah.
one point to note, in America, there's a lot of things that you need a car for because everything is so far away. So if
Uh-huh.
you're going to be thinking
Or a
about
lot of time.
shopping, try to shop for 2 weeks or for a month if possible. So you eliminate your lift ride. If you're able to live close to the school where you can walk, it will be good. And even your colleagues are very nice and they can assist you. Kudos to that. Very good.
The
For me,
help.
my colleagues help. They bring me to school and they will carry me. But if they
That's
don't,
another testimony.
and if they don't, I can walk, and that is the good thing. This is why I choose to
Yeah.
live where I am living,
Guys,
because of the distance.
I
And
want
of
to add
course,
that.
if it is Lisa's way that your colleagues
Mhm.
are assisting, you can ensure people
Yeah.
don't be mean.
Give a
Please
contribution.
give
Give
a
something.
contribution for the gas. If they say that they don't want anything, at
Uh-huh.
least give
Yeah.
them a gift.
No, but that's the thing. She
Yeah.
said
Appreciation.
that she told me, she told me that she didn't want anything.
One or two.
Me still send it, and if she never want, she should have send it back down. But
But guys,
Right.
that's the same thing for me.
Okay.
Even though I was living in bus route, I had a coworker. She was on this program, and she took me to work every morning, and she took me back from work for the first year. She's no longer in my county, so that doesn't happen anymore. I take the bus now. But that was also a thing, like, and she kept saying, like, every time, like, she would stop by the gas station and I would be like, let me help you with the gas. And she'd be like, she would insist no. And her only request of me was, when I'm put in the position to help somebody who's, migrated or whatever, in whatever way, just do it for them as well, because she understood that she had to go through it. We all have to go through it in our first year. I still ended up giving her a gift at the end of the year, but she really insisted on not giving her anything. But guys, people are out there to help you. The very first week, I would say, when you start at your school, just start looking around to see if anybody lives in your area. Just because you won't be, even if you can drive, you won't be able to get a car immediately,
Uh,
because there are certain documents I need, like proof of your address and those things, and some things may take a little while to acquire, but like, you will need the help. People like to ask, I want to throw this in here, people like to ask, do I need to have a driver's license before applying? For Interlage, they don't require that you have a driver's license. However, I would say it would be good if you know how to drive. So even if you don't have a Jamaican driver's license, it's good to know how to drive, because most places are, they don't have a bus route, and Uber and Lyft expensive.
especially when it rains.
Donna said one thing about Jamaicans I've met, they are so helpful. Yes, definitely. When they meet Caribbean people, they definitely help you out. But yeah. All right. So the big question is, I don't want to go much longer because there are people in the comments who do have questions. I had so many questions here, but I'm thinking I'm gonna table them for now. And guys, we do have another live coming up next Saturday, same time, 4 p.m. So join into that one as well. But the big question is, and I just want a yes or no, I don't need any long explanation, guys. Yes or no? Is the grass greener on the other side? Is
Yeah.
yes or no? No in between explanation. Is yes or
Yeah.
no? Christiana, yes or no?
Yes.
Devon, yes or
Yes.
no?
Yes, for me.
Lisa, yes or no?
I can't recall. All right. Can't answer yes or no. It would be biased. Can I say pending?
Huh?
Can I say pending? I can't
All
give
right.
a
Answer is pending. So we're gonna ask what Lisa one
pending.
next time.
Do we have any questions we can
Somebody,
answer in the live
there are
before we
questions in the
go?
lab that we're gonna answer. Like somebody just asked, can't you do extra lessons to help? Depending on the program that you're on, well, all J1 programs you cannot do a side job legally. However, if your county offers like what you call it, like my county does something
Oh,
called remediation after school, some after school
mhm.
program, it's quite fine, it's quite legal for you to do that. But that's not accessible to everyone because I teach Spanish. There's no after school program for Spanish, so I get knock. Donna said my grass greenish.
Well,
If-
Malika, addressing the extra lesson thing with
yeah.
my school district, as you say,
Hold on,
you
Devon.
can,
If you have questions, drop them now. No, it's the time to drop your questions, guys. If you have questions, drop them now. There were some questions before. I'm gonna try to scroll back up, but drop your questions now. Go ahead, Devon.
yeah, as Malika said, with a J1, you can't have a second job except if the second job is being offered by the school district. That's the only time you can do it. I don't know about other school districts though, but mine, we can't do paid extra lessons even from your house because it's all the district says that it's your job to ensure
Mhm.
that the kids are passing. So whether or not we teach you, if
So you
John,
can't take money from them one on one. It
yeah,
has to be
if
with
John
them in
is,
the district.
even
It's
if
So
you teach
private tutor.
John, even if we not
word,
teach John
it's
and John can't
ethical.
understand, even
Mm-hmm.
if I don't teach John, the mere fact that he's a student at my school,
Mm-hmm.
I cannot accept it. And
Remember
they
that
will
these
go,
things like to tax your money. These people like to tax your money, So
uh-huh,
unless it's coming directly from the district, where and when they do extra lessons with the district, they put it as a part of your pay, so they get to tax it. So it's like you doing it on your own. You're stealing from the government.
yeah.
Jolanta Reed, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, asks, what if I'm a trained teacher, but I am not currently working as a teacher? Could I still apply? Honey, once you have the experience, you can still
Two
apply.
years. 2 years
Once you
minimum.
have the 2 years experience as a teacher, even if you're not currently teaching, you can still apply, sweetie. So go ahead and apply. I'm looking for the other questions. Somebody says, when do the interviews start? This is a good time to apply because typically, as we said before, most of us receive our contracts January, February, and so the school districts would, they're starting to know or find out what teachers they'll need, and so these agencies will be looking for teachers very soon, even
Yeah,
if not
because
already.
teachers are leaving, so they will need teachers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On Friday, they hired a new second grade teacher at my school.
Mhm.
Starting Monday. I'm certain like a kindergarten teacher is leaving from my school. Two first grade teachers are leaving. So apply, apply, apply. There are vacancies and more vacancies will be coming up.
Yep. Does Interlodge have a fee? I answered it in the chat, but no, there's no fee. The only fees you'll have to pay is like when you're paying for your visa, which we spoke about earlier on, your service, and you're not paying that to Interlodge, you're paying to
Fussy.
the embassy. Right. There was another question where somebody asked, what is Devon's WhatsApp number? I need to talk to the recruiter. Devon, are you a recruiter?
No, ma'am.
Malika is
No.
a recruiter.
No, I think they were misled by what Christiana said.
Yes,
Uh,
indeed, indeed.
I'm not a recruiter. Uh, but then Malika, I can't even say I'm not because I sent out a mass message last year, if you
I
can
understand,
remember.
but people still need to
So
understand that Devon is a
I'm
teacher
not
like
a
all of
direct
us.
recruiter, no.
What
It's
what's
just knowing
happening?
Wait,
friends and helping out friends with information.
Right, guys. So because we're already on the program and we have access to the bigger heads numbers and stuff, sometimes they'll reach out and they'll say, hey, I need a social studies teacher, I need a history teacher, and we'll find out. Maybe we'll text somebody, any history teacher, any social studies teacher, and we'll try to get them on the program as well. Personally, Devon is more gracious than I am. Personally, if I don't know you personally, I'm not recommending you because that's my name on
I
the line.
don't do it anymore. I don't
Devon learned his
anymore.
lesson. Devon learns his lesson. I will not be putting my name on the line for somebody that I do not know because things have happened, and that's all I will say. Um, so if I don't know you personally, if I didn't go to college with you or something, or know you from my church or my community, I will not be doing it. I'll give you advice on how you can, be accepted like we're doing here. But like I will not be personally texting the president of the program and saying, I know a really good social studies teacher, knowing that I don't know this person. There was another question. Okay, something else about when does Interlad start interviewing. We responded to that already. There's one that was earlier on. Okay, somebody said, I have already applied for Interlage, but they have not gotten back to me as yet. How would I get in touch with them? Interlage, I can't speak about other programs. Interlage will respond to you on a needs basis. So as soon as they feel like they have a need for somebody within your subject area, they will reach out. If you applied some time ago, maybe you can reapply, but really and truly they respond on a needs basis, and they kind of take time. They take all
And
their time.
what I would also recommend doing though is if you have an idea of a place that you want to go, don't get me wrong, Interlodge doesn't apply for all school districts in Georgia. I think maybe about 9, 10 of them, maybe. If you know of a particular school that you'd like to go, maybe you can reach out to the school directly and say you are interested in applying and you would consider applying through Interlodge. Let it be known. It's possible that that school has dealings with Interlodge, so you might have a better chance going that route as opposed to being entered in a whole heap of pool of other people. So your school principal, of course, or the principal of the school would have to reach out to Interlad saying, all right, I need John Doe. They're going to apply and I need that person. So that's another route you can go.
Somebody said, I'm a teacher in Abu Dhabi. If I pronounced it right, in the United, go again.
United Arab Emirates.
Emirates, right? UAE, and the grass is greener on this side, but it comes with a lot of work. All right, thank you, TER Teachers Consultancy, for that information. I personally know two individuals who are they're in Dubai. I recently learned, because I thought Dubai was a country, but I recently learned that Dubai is not a country. It's just a part of the 7 Emirates. But yeah, I know 2 teachers in Dubai specifically. And somebody was telling me that if you're in Dubai, your spouse can't work. Is that true? This is another conversation to be had. But yes, I'm not seeing any more questions. Mark, I'm trying to get more information on that question that you sent. He said, did you send your scans to Interlodge in black and white or colored? If you are
I think he's asking about the documents that you have to upload. All you have to do is just upload them as either a Word or a PDF or whatever it is. It doesn't matter black or white or just upload them as is.
Right. Oh, you talk like when you get your contract and those things already.
Yeah, the color doesn't matter.
I guess he's talking about the application process.
Okay.
The color doesn't matter. It's the information that you're sending.
Right. All right. I don't see any more questions. And we've been on here for 1 hour and 28 minutes. We chat. And we still don't talk about some of the things that I have here. But I think the people have heard about the lesson planning. We've heard about if we think it's feasible money-wise. We've heard about some of the differences in terms of just how school operates and lunchtime not being as long, stuff like that. One more question about the lesson planning, guys. Do you all do lesson evaluations?
No.
Not no name, so they not even know what name so.
What is that?
And do you guys have lengthy professional developments to attend?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, not for me. Sorry, guys, but not for me.
Yes.
Do you guys for your guys' district, Lisa and Devon, because you're in a different district from Christina and I. Do you guys get paid for some of the professional development seminars? Like, can you choose to do some of your professional developments? So we have like a platform we can choose what professional development to do, and some of them come with a
No,
stipend.
my love, you're required to attend every last one.
The only
No,
good
I'm
thing
not talking about the required ones. I'm talking about others that are optional.
You don't have a choice, child.
Trivel said, "More like a
Everything is
grass well green." And you know
mandatory.
the funny thing, Trivel? The thing about my grass is when I just got here, I was so upset that I wasn't in Devon's county because Devon and the other people in his county could start working without their social security. My county said, no, 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 you need a social
No, no.
security so you can start work. And I was like, why didn't put me in that county and it's so difficult? But honestly, thank God. And I'm close to Atlanta.
the
Love
only
it.
thing
I love
only
my grass.
like with my county, I don't know, like the week of the 20th, I have that entire week off. I don't know if any of you guys are having
No, we
Which
only
week you
have
have
the
which week
20th,
you have it? Yeah, which week you have off?
the 20th
President's Day.
of the
The
20th.
week of the President's Day. We
We get
only in
one day,
Clinton
miss.
County 1 day.
I have
Christian, me don't grudge her because we got a lot of holidays last semester, but she
that.
never get none. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna grudge
Really?
her. Yeah.
Which holiday you get what me never get?
We
I
get
got we got it different times.
Yeah.
We got
we
it
get
different.
only palico days but we never get because enough days
Oh
make
yeah,
me
because when
off.
All right.
you
For
day
my
that year, that
district,
call me when
we
start.
got
Yeah.
Labor Day, uh Martin Luther King Day. Is it?
We got that.
Yeah.
Yes. Veterans Day.
We never
We
get
didn't get,
veterans.
we never get that.
We got a full week off for Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
We get that.
We get the 2 weeks for Christmas break. We're
We
gonna
get
get
that.
2 days, I think next week or 3 days for winter break. Then in
Oh, me I
March we
get
have a
more.
full week off
We
for
had
spring
winter
break.
break last year, but not this year.
Oh.
Oh, your grass looks so green this year.
Move on, girl.
In
You
terms
have
of
virtual days?
vacation,
Do you have
we
virtual
came
days?
in
Devon, do you have virtual days?
No.
In the first semester only, so virtual days is the first day back after every
We'll have like
holiday
one every
in
month.
semester one in the first semester.
We'll have
You
one
have
virtual days. Last year we
asynchronous
did it
learning.
more.
The only thing me have a early release day. The pit them come at school and left by
Must be nice.
lunchtime. But you're at work
It's
doing
nice.
the work.
I don't mind being at work
I would like
and
to
the
be my
kids aren't there. It feels the same as one holiday to me, honestly. It feels just as good as a holiday once you pick them the other day.
Not a true. Okay, now nobody a call you every minute. So
Yes.
I mean, days when the kids aren't at school, but could have turn off for me and basically because majority of the time because I'm the only Spanish teacher at the school. I don't have nothing to do. But them still want me fit in and this and that, so
Yeah, for me, I don't mind sometimes being alone at school without the kids because I can get some things done in my classroom. And I like the fact that I have my own classroom.
yes, I
Jamaica,
love
the
Yes.
teachers have to be moving from class to class. Here, the
Yeah.
students come to me.
That's a good point.
yes, and I don't have to
Students.
be in a rat race to get a computer and a projector.
I like the technological aspect, but
And
Well,
trying to
that's
get
good.
power strips.
other room there and ask sign out the resource there and you keep it as long as you want
yeah.
and sign it in back when you
The
say
little things that I realize teachers here that are from here don't appreciate, trust me, I appreciate them. Like being able to copy as many papers as I want without like limits. And
Lim-
they don't have you have limits, Devon? You have limits? Oh,
5,000 for the year.
I mean, but you don't print 5,000 stuff for the year. Come on.
No, I don't. But them still give
Exactly.
you a limit.
No,
Like
but that's
last
still
year,
reasonable though. That's still reasonable.
last year I was making copies a million and one times, never knowing that I had
A
a
limit.
5,000 cut off. Ooh,
We have
cut-
two printers that we use. We have one
the
where
print
there's
up
no
the
limit.
second semester.
We have a copier where there's no limit, and we have another one where we get like 1,000 limit. But for that one, we don't really leave a copy, and it will just print. And
Well,
we
we
still
have-
have another one where you
we
print
have
without
the
limit.
copy room and
Hold on, Malika.
our class.
Let's
Or-
address. There's a
so-
question Natasha
Oh.
asked. How can I make sure the DS 2019 form is original and not photocopy? They might send you a photocopy in that maybe for you to expedite the process, but still you
No,
don't
but she's
want
saying, how do you
to-
know that it is original and it's not a copy? The
Oh,
signature
you
will be on
know
it in
because
ink.
the
Will
signature,
be ink.
they have
Yeah.
to sign it. They have to sign the signature.
Yeah,
The
it
signature.
will be in ink.
Did I just say the signature? They have to sign the paper.
Yes, it will
Anyway,
have a
guys,
pen ink.
I could speak forever. We could speak forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. But guess what? I have somewhere to go. Devon, I know you have somewhere to go too.
Oh yes, people to
Um
meet, people to greet. This
anyway,
is
but guys, thank you all for listening, tuning in. Remember, we have another session coming up next week, Saturday at 4 p.m. We'll be speaking to more teachers from the US, and in the coming weeks, we'll be speaking for teachers. We'll be speaking to teachers from China and also from
Dubai.
England, not Dubai, England. Um, so tune in. This is a 4-part series. There's more to discuss. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Check out some other videos on my YouTube, and if you're not yet subscribed, please get subscribed. Like this, wanna like the live here. If you
like,
don't
share,
like
and
the live, like it.
subscribe.
Right. And thank you once more, everybody, for tuning in. I don't see any more questions coming in. So we're going to depart from you all. And thank you, Christiana, Devon, and Lisa, for making
You're
yourself
welcome.
available.
You're
You're most
welcome.
Thank
welcome.
you very much. And
Goodbye.
thank you for
Goodbye.
the continued support, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Yes, Travel, go like it now.